too. Otherwise, I'm thinking I'm probably going to do one-man protest before City Hall. Just like, what the hell, New York? I thought this was America. But yeah, so that's one of a few things. I thought a couple of my favorite comics were, talking shit about me or conspiring against me when I realized that they don't know who I am. So, like, who do you think you are? Those are just like some paranoid delusions of grandeur. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like unemployment is like the new edible by the way people talk about it. Like they're always like, I'm waiting for that to kick in, or people that don't have it yet, or are like, wait, no, I already said that. They're either waiting for it to kick in, or they're excited since it has kicked in, which is very relatable because I'm waiting for it to kick in as well. So like we'll see how that goes. And picket lines have been drawn and established, which is really insane and hard to get my head around, because you can keep me at a Target, you can keep me at a Trader Joe's, but as soon as these things were established, I was just like, I just started a movie on Amazon Prime, and I gotta finish it. Yeah, I don't really know what to do there. But as a whole, I feel like, we're not handling this well. The COVID-19 protesters, are wiping their snot on essential workers and, throwing them in lakes. It's global. A few Russian healthcare workers were thrown out a hospital window. It's insane. And, it stems to ESPN, because they're calling 1998 games like they just happened. So, yeah, it's pretty wild and crazy out there. Yeah, it's pretty serious. Live from the high desert. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. I've been really open to PDFs. If any of you have my handle on Twitter or Instagram, I'll give you my email and you can send them. The only thing I don't like about PDFs is that they're not Apple books. Yeah, because then that keeps me from being able to document them as a part of my so many days plus. So yeah, but I'm more than welcome to them. I've been live addict, according to one of my friends. I think in the last so many days since the last reading, I've gone live 4 times, and so I was called out for being a live addict. But you know what they don't get, what all of you don't get, is that this is all rehearsal for my 1-hour special, which is also going to be posted here on live as well, Instagram live. So stay tuned and posted for updates on that. There will be regular updates. But yeah, I was gonna say my readers, but they're not mine. You know, like I don't own them. They have their agency, and you know they go about things however they want, and I appreciate it. The last few weeks have been insane. You know, working with a few different groups of readers. I feel like it's been like working with like different networks. I think the first week I want to say was like, I mean, shit. I don't want to say which team or what television network they were, but I mean this. The way orders were determined were very interesting because like the first week it was I thought it was going to be all about from shortest to tallest. Like that's what we determined in the showroom, which is just a group thread I start on Instagram between myself and the readers. And they all decided on shortest to tallest when Zoe didn't want to go first. So we went from tallest to shortest. And then the second week was like everyone knew what they wanted. I said, you guys pick it. And they were just like, they just knew right away. Sherry was like, I want this. And I was like, okay, so like they got this. And then Catch was like, okay, then I want this. And I was like, all right, you got it. And Shy was the last one awake. So they went first, which was incredible because they were all great. And everyone is super good. So yeah, this one was really indecisive about who they wanted to go first. And so like I had to like troubleshoot, and we all got it figured out, and it was a great time. And this is, you know, these are one of the things, you know, it's like theater, you know, like these are the things you want to, these are the things you want more than anything because you want to see like how you deal with it. So yeah, we have like a really good group of readers tonight if they're ready. And I'm going to have them come up one at a time, 10 minutes each. We have Alexandra Naughton, Ren Cook, Justy, and Anna Corrette. And so if, Alexandra Naughton is ready to go. She is a dusty little possum that lives in the Bay Area that was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's my door. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
How's my light?
You look great, yeah.
I look great. I want to show off my outfit real quick. Hold on. I'm wearing a dress.
I'm gonna turn the stage over to you.
Okay.
But I'll be back in 10.
Okay, don't leave me hanging. I said I was going to write a poem. My granny celebrated her birthday on Saturday. I called her and she told me about the cake my mom baked for her and the small slice my mom cut for her. She asked me why I don't send her my books, and I said it's because I use bad words sometimes. She told me to write something for her that doesn't have bad words in it. I told her I would try. This one actually has a title. It's called Capitalism Time. I watched my time get swallowed in one large, joyless gulp. I watched my time swiftly disappear down the greedy gullet of another, as if it was never my time, as if I only had it temporarily. Time is not my possession. It's not something I have. It's something I'm borrowing, and it can easily be taken away. A tiny thorn smoldering in my lower lip, an idea that I cannot piece together, no matter my self-hypnosis. No methods I may employ will bring me the aspect I can, that was my cat, I can only stab at it bluntly, writing and ruining the remnants. The intention haunts me. Oh my God, Sookie. Sorry. She's being crazy. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna start over if that's okay. A tiny thorn smoldering in my lower lip, an idea that I cannot piece together, no matter my self-hypnosis. No methods I may employ will bring me the aspect. I can only stab at it bluntly. Writing and ruining the remnants, the intention haunts me. Like a face in a passing vehicle, I see from under my busted bicycle handlebars twisted toward the sun like angry limbs. The present situation is forgotten while trying to recall a memory, recounting people met at parties and possible scenarios or places that I might have seen this face before. Returning the gaze in what I think is mutual recognition and watching the eyes follow mine as the vehicle drives away. And I watch the face and know the eyes, but I will never be able to confirm. An idea that will never feel solid, a description made with timid, open-handed gestures, tainted in a probable daze of incongruent sentences. And here's another version of that. Our main character rides her bike from her house to Piedmont Ave in Oakland to meet her friend who is working on her computer in a cafe. On the way there, she loses control of the handlebars on her bike and she crashes and falls. She picks herself off the asphalt and gets her bike out of the road. And while she's standing somewhat dazed on the sidewalk, a car drives by and the guy in the back seat looks at her. And our main character looks at him and recognizes his buggy, dreamy eyes and tries to place where she met him before. Maybe he's someone she saw at a nightclub event in her hometown and thought was attractive. Maybe it's someone she checked out at Whole Foods. He feels like someone she knew a long time ago. She follows his eyes as the car goes by and he turns back to look at her as if he recognizes her too from somewhere. Our main character gets back on her now broken bicycle and carefully pedals her way to the cafe, steering sideways with the twisted handlebars. I just crashed my bike on the way here and had a past life experience, she tells her friend when she gets to the cafe, sitting down with her helmet still on. I wrote a poem about a squirrel, but I don't want to read it. Sorry. I think about writing a poem for my granny as I sit on my stoop and listen to the song of the freeway, our urban seaside emulator, the gentle, arrhythmic whooshing of cars and trucks going to destined endpoints somewhere. There is no wind tonight, no leaves crinkling, just the dull ringing in my ears and the cars I like to pretend are something else. Inside my apartment is never very quiet, with a college radio station on all day at a lowish volume playing pre-recorded content, cut up segments stitched together. I walk into Primus, My Name is Mud, with its thick and heavy bass line, then some words from the college radio DJ that I hear as a mumble under the collective white noise of my air filter and laptop hum. I get into bed and think about turning the radio off for the night. Breathing deep and almost out of my ears, I get up to do it, my knees and ankles crackling like dry twigs on soft earth as I stand. My ears are ringing really loud now, or it's the appliances in my apartment, that dull reverberation that is just always there, even when I tune it out. I get back in bed and Sookie looks up at me, leaning her head back on my desk off. I think about the mosquito I tried to kill earlier who got away and is hiding somewhere. And I just want to read two really short things in this book that are not super triggering, if that's okay. I think I have time. I think that was only like 6 minutes is what I timed it out earlier.
You got 5.
I got 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh shit, okay. I'm gonna slow down and not read so fast. He's a billionaire from Argentina with a luxury hotel chain. She's a world-renowned journalist who's been tapped to interview him for a cover piece. Romance blossoms after a round of flirting and tough questions. And later, as they find themselves in the same room again and again at bougie parties hosted by socialites and red carpet events, mischief and globe-trotting hijinks ensue. You and he pitch the idea back and forth. It's one of your first dates with him, but it's not stated as such. You're just there to hang out. You've hung out before, but never one-on-one. He tells you to meet him at his practice space. You take the train and he is not there yet, so you walk to Whole Foods and buy coffee and donuts for the two of you to share. He still is not there when you get back to the building, so you go inside and stand around in the hallway for some time before he texts you to say he was on his way. He shows up 20 minutes later in his SUV, and you go out into the parking lot to meet him. He takes you inside his practice space, a small room with carpet on the floor and a drum set. You smoke a spliff with him in the backyard of the building, and he started pitching the idea for a book series called True Hearts about two lovers from different backgrounds who shouldn't be together, but have such a strong magnetism between them that who knows what will happen. You play into the idea of the book series and suggest using a pseudonym and create a super mysterious persona for the author of the books. You think he is interesting and creative. You think he is fun to be around. You're picking up on some cues, but you're ignoring them. He calls the female lead of the series, the journalist, your stand-in, a slut. But you laugh it off. You play along. He's just trying to be funny, you think. You're standing in the hallway with him, and someone is playing their bass. You wait for him to open the door to his studio. That's a nice dress, he says. And you think he says, that's some nice jazz, so you just smile at him. You fall asleep next to him on the carpet of the practice space. It feels romantic to you at the time because it's such a bonehead thing to do, sleeping on the floor on someone's unvacuumed carpet in a commercial building. You're writing because it's hard for you to speak up when it's happening in the moment. You want to make it stop. Everything about it feels wrong. Your body is screaming at you as it happens, but you freeze. You don't want to freeze, but you feel stuck there. Something happens to you, like there's a high-pitched noise, and then a static hits you, like a ghost is going through your body and envelops you, and deadens all sounds to gray noise, thick and immobile, like you're moving in a dream with heavy limbs, clumsy and useless. You are unable to react, so you just let it happen. You're letting it happen, and you're resisting as best as you can, and it's not enough, and you know it. And you're hating yourself in this moment for letting it happen and getting yourself in this situation. You're hating yourself for the steps you took to get here. And you're recounting all the wrong moves you made and all the warnings you ignored. And it's this mental inventory that's making you cry and not whatever he is yelling about now. You're hating yourself for putting yourself here, but there's nothing that you can do that, am I done? Is it time? You can just tell me to stop.
Keep going.
Okay. I just saw your face. Okay. You're hating yourself for putting yourself here, but there is nothing that you have done to make him do this to you. It's not your fault that he's angry. If it wasn't you, it would be somebody else in your place. You don't want it to happen, but you were unable to speak up, so you let it happen, and you write about it later. Thanks, Jesse. This is my book.
Thanks, Alex. You're the best. Tight.
All right, how do
you
I?
want to plug anything?
Oh yeah, so those poems, I've been trying to write lighter content, I guess, or just like things that aren't about like emotional pain. So I wrote a poem about a squirrel. I wrote a poem about like falling off of my bicycle. I wrote a poem about like just sitting on my porch because that's something that I like to do. And I have this like meeting group on Monday nights. It's called the Poetry Saloon. If you want to join, you can come. It's really neat. We're generating writing and we're chatting, and it's just a really nice time. And it's mostly older writers.
What about your book?
Oh yeah, buy my book. AlexandraNaughton.com.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I don't know. I'm bad at marketing. Here's my cat.
Dude, I got you.
She just took a shit.
All right, yeah, buy her cat as well. She took a shit.
How do are you?
We're about to see her live right now.
You just took a shit.
Buy her cat as well. She took a shit. All right, so that was Alexandra Naughton. That was dope as fuck. I'm gonna bring out our next reader, who is Bren Cook. If they're ready, they are a brilliant writer. One of the most brilliant people that I've ever read with. And their book is called I Love Shopping. If you would like to buy it from Glowworm Press, I would love to bring them up if they're ready to go. Just like waiting for the request. All right, great, cool. Hell yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Rand?
Nothing. How
Good
are
to have
you?
you here.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Look at this rock I found today.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, it's
That's
some
epic.
It's Micah.
For sure. I'm gonna turn the stage over to you, and I'll be back. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for it. I don't even think I have 10 minutes for this stuff. That's good. Let's look at this stuff I have to do. Okay. Congratulations. Nobody makes me feel bad like you make me feel bad. What would you like to do with that news? Just chilling at home, sitting at my desk on my laptop like a month before the printing press was invented. Just copying the Bible word for word, and when you finish, you can start another one. You ever look God in the eyes and be like, I would do anything to have my pain transformed into any other emotion. I would do anything to have my pain replaced by any other feeling. God says, okay, do it then. And you said, I don't know how that's what I can ask you. And God says, LMAO, you definitely know how, and you've done it many times before. You remember, and you're like, oh yeah. Being like a bird rotting in its nest. My dad sends me a